because the Oklahoma City Thunder, led by a free throw merchant, are back at it again, dominating the NBA.
Yeah, they absolutely blew out the Cleveland Cavaliers by 32 on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and I believe they beat the Bucks last night in dominating fashion. Um, they are the top team in the NBA again, and it's just like, are we on? You were saying the same thing about the Denver Nuggets, but I feel like the question has to be asked now. Are we on the verge of a Thunder dynasty?
I mean, they remind me a little bit of the Spurs dynasty, where it's like they're boring. They're from Oklahoma City. They're not from this righteous city like a Miami or even, in LA or Boston, where it's like they're just from Oklahoma City. They work, they grind. Sam Presti is basically the Howie Roseman of the NBA. Mark Dagnall may be the next Sirianni in the NBA, just with less aggressive and really smart. And they're just well built. They can shoot the three. They can play defense. Yeah, they're just a really good team. But I do think that if the Spurs stay healthy, and I'm going to say potentially even Denver, and I think Houston's out there. I don't buy the Lakers as real contenders. I think the West is tougher than the East, and I think they're going to have a harder time this year getting through the West. It doesn't mean that they can't, but I'm not going to crown them just yet.
By the way, the Thunder blew out the Bucks last night, 122 to 102.
Yeah,
So
and Giannis is just booing fans now all of a sudden for a bad Milwaukee team, and uh, the NBA is still, I think, relying too much on its past stars. We still want to talk about Giannis. We still want to talk about LeBron. We still want to talk about Steph, where it's like SGA, Jokic, Wemby, Anthony Edwards, and I'll even put Jason Tatum in there for the sake of this conversation. Tyrese Halliburton. These guys are the future of the NBA, and the NBA just refuses, in my opinion, to embrace them.
yeah, like we're only at January 22nd, and Oklahoma City is already 37-8. They don't
Yeah,
even.
if they go, let's see, so 37, so 47, 56, that's 40. They would have to win 47 more games in a row, and they could beat the Warriors record.
Which I doubt is going to happen. Somebody's going to beat them, but the
I
next
mean, last year they went 68-14. It feels like they're probably going to go 68-14 again.
yeah, the next closest team to them in the overall league standings are the Detroit Pistons at 32-10.
Which is remarkable in itself. And then I think there's a gap between the third. Isn't it like it's 6 games back?
Yeah, San Antonio's third. They're 6.5 back. Denver is fourth. They're 7.5 back. There's 3 Western Conference teams following Detroit. You don't get to the second Eastern Conference team, the Boston Celtics, until 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm talking about in terms of overall league standings.
Wow.
Yeah. And Boston, they're 9 games back of Oklahoma City.
Which is just insane to think about. Hey, Josh, I'm going to give you a little bit of a quiz real quick on what you already saw this stat. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen the league jersey sales for the NBA yet this season?
I don't think so.
Okay. So, to talk about, excuse me, our belief that the NBA, excuse me.
You're all right over there.
Yeah, I'm okay. We're going to talk about the NBA's belief that, they're not really marketing their current stars. I want you to take a wild guess at where SGA currently ranks on jersey sales just for this season.
He's probably not even top 5.
You're right on that.
Oh, wow.
Where do you think he is? I have the top 15 here, by the way.
I'll say he's 7th.
You are correct. He is 7th.
I just took a wild guess on that.
Do you want to guess who number 1 is?
LeBron?
No.
Steph?
Steph is correct. Steph is number one. Where do you
Okay.
think LeBron is?
He's probably top 3.
You're wrong,
Well, okay.
but he's above SGA.
Okay, so LeBron's probably top 5.
Yeah, he is. He's fifth.
Okay. I would think Wemby's in there.
Wemby is one spot ahead of LeBron at 4.
Okay. Luka is probably in there.
Luka's 2.
Okay. Jokic is probably in there.
He's in the top 10. He's not in the top 5.
Okay. Durant is probably top 5.
No. Durant is all the way down at 12.
Wow. I'm trying to think. It can't be Jaylen Brown.
No. He's not even in the top 15.
I can't imagine Jason Tatum is.
Tatum's in the top 10.
Oh, wow. As much as I love Jason Tatum, that's actually surprising. Oh, yeah. Ant has got to be in there.
He's on the list, but he's not in the top 5.
Ant is in top 5?
No, Ant is 6. He's right behind LeBron, but he's ahead of SGA. How do you feel about that?
That's crazy. Okay, so I got Steph, Jokic. Is Giannis in there?
Giannis is actually below Durant. Giannis is at 13.
Oh, wow. I'm trying to think. Who else could be in there? Devin Booker?
Not even close. Nope.
Okay, I didn't think so. Boy.
Do you want to hit of what conference they're in?
Sure.
East.
Jalen Brunson.
Yep. Jalen Brunson's 3rd.
Where's Cade Cunningham?
Cade Cunningham, he is number 14.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. That, you got an upstart team like Detroit, and Cade Cunningham's only number 14.
And by the way, right behind him at number 15 is our very own Donovan Mitchell.
How did you feel about Donovan Mitchell not being an all-star starter?
The Cavs stink, so I don't care.
Fair enough.
But by the way, I will say this out loud for everybody on Championship Ring to hear. We can talk about the All-Star game. I will watch highlights. I am not watching All-Star Weekend this year. I have made a decision.
Fair. Hey, speaking of, well, we know it's going to be a USA versus World format, but the NBA Finals are changing.
Yeah, they are. And I think for the better. And I think the NBA needs to take advantage of this, which the NBA historically has not done a good job, in my opinion, of taking advantage of situations and making their product better. The COVID bubble, mainly, they could have shortened the season. They could have started the season later. They did not do that. I think the NBA Finals, with there being 2 days off in between every game except for games 3 and 4, it's ridiculous. It stretches out the series way too much. I do like the fact that they are having more Friday and Saturday games, but I don't know. I get a feeling that it's just a one-off for the NBA.
Yeah, I think it's because the World Cup is happening in the U.S. in 2026. Personally, and maybe this is just because the Cavs won Game 7 on a Sunday, I love that Game 7 of the NBA Finals was on a Sunday night. It felt like a great way to, depending on how you look at it, either end the week or start the week, because it gave you a lot to talk about, either going into school or not going into school, because Game 7's over June, so I apologize. I mean, at summer camp or, going into work, whatever. So I personally like Game 7 of the Finals being on a Sunday. So I don't love it as much as you do, but I'm not against it.
I mean, I just think that they need to go every other day, like they do for the conference finals. I don't understand how you can have 3 days off for the first round, then you go every other day for the conference finals, and then you go 2 days off for the finals. It makes no sense.
Granted, you need a travel day, especially if you're having to go from California across the country.
Okay, that's great. That's why you get a day off. That's your travel day. Play the next night.
What about a practice day, though?
They don't practice anymore in the NBA.
Right.
They don't. I mean, practice is shoot around.
But how do you prepare a game plan? Like, you got to make adjustments from game 1 to game 2.
You can do it on the plane. I mean, but in a series, right? These teams know each other so well. You're going to make a small adjustment here or there. You're not changing your entire strategy.
Well, depending on how a game goes, you might decide you want to do completely change your game plan.
No, you're not going to completely change your game plan of who you are from one game to the next in a finals game. I mean, when we talk about these finals games, right? It's either, Celtics Mavericks was really a no contest. You could tell from Jump Street the Celtics were the better team. Pacers Thunder was a different story. Indiana did not make massive adjustments in that series.
See, it felt like Indiana actually did make some massive adjustments with whether it was the way they were playing Siakam and Halliburton throughout that series.
But again, it's okay. You get up tighter. It doesn't take a day to practice that. Get up tighter on his ass. Well, I mean, that's the adjustment.
But we also saw like OKC was making lineup changes.
Okay, again, I'm sitting there after the game. Oh, we need to make a change. You're not going to practice that at this point.
I mean, it feels like you should.
But again, you talk to every NBA coach out there during the season, unless you get multiple days off, these teams don't practice because they don't have time because they're playing every other game.
Yeah, like the Cavs were in Charlotte last night. They have an off day, and then they have to come home and play Sacramento tomorrow, and then they're right back out on the road to play Orlando.
Right. So theoretically, like they're more used to that every other day schedule.
No, by the way, I'm not disagreeing at all with what you're saying. I'm just trying to present some type of counter argument, at least a little bit.
I just think 2 days off for every game is too much. It slows down the momentum of the series.
I do like that, like in between games 6 and 7. No, do not start 6-7 jokes. But I do like that. Damn it, why did I say anything? But I do like that there's a little more time between game 6 and game 7 because it's a game 7. You want to build up to it. Because, last year was the first time we had seen a game 7 in the NBA Finals since 2016, as I said in the intro. So that would be my one true counter argument is if you get all the way to a game 7, I would want like 2 days off so that you can put the best game you can when it's for all the marbles. Like winner takes all.
Here's what I'll say. I think more Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday games are better. Starting game 1 on a Wednesday is a little risky. I would have preferred it to be on a Friday or a Saturday, like they did with the World Series this year.
Yes. By the
Remember,
way,
back in the day, the World Series used to start on like Friday or Saturday, or excuse me, Tuesday or Wednesday, and it ended on a Tuesday or Wednesday. They shifted that the last few years.
Wasn't Game 7 of the 2016 World Series on a weekend?
On Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
Huh.
Game 4 was Saturday. Game 5 was Sunday. Game 6 Tuesday. Game 7 Wednesday.
I feel like I should know that as a Cubs fan.
Wednesday, November 2nd.
Yeah. God, the fact that was 10 years ago is
and it bled into Thursday morning.
Yes. I think Game 7 this year was what? On a week? The Game 7 this year was on a weekend, wasn't it?
Game 7 for both 2016 and 2025 for the NBA was on a Sunday.
No,
for ours, it was Father's Day.
Okay. I was talking about the World Series.
Oh, World Series this year for Game 7 was a Saturday night.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I would me personally, again, I would prefer Game 7 to be on a Sunday because that's what I'm used to, like, being the most charged up.
The argument is you get more viewership on a Saturday night. People don't have to go to work on Sunday.
Yeah. And that's as much as I love men's college basketball, I hate that the national championship is on a Monday.
Yeah, I mean, college, it should have been on Friday night. There was nothing on Friday night.
Yeah. I get that you want to do the Final Four on Saturday, and then obviously you give them a day off. But, like, why not do the Final Four on Friday, then have a day off on Saturday, and then do the national championship on Sunday?
Well, again, they do a day off in between the Final Four and the national championship. Why can't the NBA do a day off in between every finals game?
Yeah. I'm not totally disagreeing with what you're saying.
So, but Adam Silver, and I don't know. I really liked Silver when he first came in, and I really turned on Silver as a commissioner because I think he's giving these players way too much empowerment, and I don't think he even has control of his own league anymore.
It certainly doesn't feel like it.
And I think the NBA has turned into baseball, and ironically, baseball has turned into the NBA when it comes to marketing. They have flipped the marketing of their young stars.